Okay, so when it asks you to write a rule, this is what we're going to have, that's what it's going to look like. So AN would be in the answer and N would still be in the answer. Yes?
Say you wrote it out but you didn't simplify it. Say you just did like 0.51 plus like N minus 1 times 0.19. Would you still count it?
If it's written, that's okay. If it's like a multiple choice, it's going to look like this on the test. Okay? It's a good question. Okay, recursive formula. You just take AN, so any term, equals its previous term plus the 19 cents. Okay, so you take any term is equal to its previous term. That's how you say its previous term, a to the n minus 1, plus the 19 cents. Make sense? Okay, domain, they tell you it starts at 1 and it goes only up to 14 ounces. Okay, so that's the domain. And then it says, based on the explicit formula, what is the cost of a letter that weighs 7 ounces? And so all I have to do is plug in 7 for n. So 0.32 plus 0.19 times 7. And that gives you $1.65. Questions there? Did anybody have that one right? Okay, good. And then the last one gives you the price. Yours says $2.98. Okay, so if the postage is $2.98, what was the weight of the letter? So the $2.98 goes in for AN, and you're looking for N. Okay, so you just solve this down for N, subtract the 0.32, divide by 0.19, and you get 14. Okay, and that's 14 ounces then. Any questions there? Are we good with that kind of problem? Okay, example 2. Marching band consists of 10 rows. The first row has 6 band members, and the next has 8, and the next has 10, and so on. Okay, so what does the 10 stand for in this problem? It has 10 rows. N. Good. Okay, what does the 6 stand for?
A1.
A1, because that's the first row. And then A2 would be 8, then A3 would be 10. How many band members are in the last row? We don't know. We have to find it. Okay, so we have to find A, what? 10, the 10th term. Okay, so A10 is going to be 6A1 plus N minus 1 times D. So 10 minus 1 times D. What is D?
2.
The difference. So it's going up by 2 each time. So it's 2. So 6 plus 18 would be 24. So there's 24 members in the last row, in the 10th row. This is on your test, this kind of problem. Okay, any questions about that? Now it says how many members are there in the band total? So how do we figure that out?
I have a question. What would
Yep.
AN be then? How many is?
AN is 24.
Okay.
Okay, the 10th term. The 10th term is 24.
Equal AN to 24.
Okay, that's in the last row. There's 24 members. But how do you find out total how many members there are?
You do N and then in parentheses A1.
Okay, so you're finding the sum. Good. Okay, so the sum would be N A1 plus AN divided by 2 because we want to take all of the rows and add them together. Very good. Okay, so N is 10, A1 was 6, and AN is 24. 150, yep. So there's 150 members of the band total, okay, in all the rows of the marching band. Any questions about something like that? Okay, flip it over. It says you visit the Grand Canyon and drop a penny off the edge of the cliff. The distance the penny will fall is 16 feet in the first second, 48 feet in the second, 80 feet in the third second, and so on. Okay, how far will the penny have fallen in the 5th second? Okay, so we have AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. So we need some information here. We at least need A1 and we need D. What's A1? 16. What's D? 16, 48, 80. 32. Good. Okay, you're adding 32 feet each time. So now I have AN equals 16 plus n minus 1 times 32. Okay, you can go ahead and write the rule just for practice. So you distribute the 32. And so my rule would be AN would be negative 16 plus 32n. Now, that's not really what it was asking for here, but we had to do that to be able to find what it was asking for. How far will it fall in the 5th second? So what do I have to do? Plug in 5. Okay, plug in 5. So A5 is negative 16 plus 32 times 5. You can plug in it all the way back here. I was just doing this as practice. Okay. What do you guys got? 144 feet. Okay, so it's going to fall 144 feet in the 5th second. Okay, a little bit tougher one here. If the Grand Canyon is 6,000 feet deep, how long in minutes will it take for the penny to hit the ground, hit the bottom? Okay, so what's the 6,000? AN. Okay, so 6,000 equals negative 16 plus 32n. Okay, and we want to solve for n. We want to figure out how many seconds it's going to take to hit that 6,000 feet. Okay, so add the 16. And divide by 32. And you'd get 188 seconds. But what did it ask for? Minutes. So you have to divide by 60. Okay, so 3 minutes and 8 seconds it gives you. If you gave me 3 point something minutes, that's fine. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Number 4. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180, a quadrilateral is 360, and a pentagon is 540. Assuming this pattern continues, find the sum of the interior angles of a dodecagon. It has 12 sides. Okay, so I again have AN equals A1 plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, so if I use A1 as 180, how many terms are between a triangle with 3 sides and a dodecagon with 12 sides? Because we need to find n, right? Count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10. Because remember, it's always one more than you know, subtracting them. Okay, so n is going to be 10 because there's 10, let me write y. There's 10 terms between a triangle and a dodecagon. Okay, there's 10 terms between 3 and 12. Questions there? That was the tough part about this one. Okay, so you have AN equals 180 plus n minus 1 times D. What's D? What's it changing by? 180. Okay, you could practice writing out the rule. Okay, so you'd have 180 plus 180 n minus 180. Okay, so AN would be 180 n. What do I have to plug in for n to find out the dodecagon? 10. Okay, because there's 10 terms between there. So when you plug in 10, you get 180 times 10, which is 1800 degrees. Okay, so there's 1800 degrees in the sum of the interior angles of a dodecagon. Do you have any questions? There are some problems, on the test where you have to write the rule. So just get used to today practicing writing the rule. I know you could have plugged the 10 in up here and found the same answer, okay, but I think it's important to practice writing the rule for the test. Okay, last one. After knee surgery, your trainer tells you that you can return to your jogging program slowly. He suggests jogging for 12 minutes each day for the first week, and each week thereafter he suggests that you increase that time by 6 minutes per day. How many weeks will it be before you're up to jogging 60 minutes per day? Okay, so what is the 12 minutes? A1. Okay, what is the 6 minutes? D. That's what it's changing by each day. Okay, so we have AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. I want you guys to practice writing the rule. Plug in A1 and plug in D and see if you can solve it all the way down so it's simplified. Okay, so you have AN equals A1 is 12 plus N minus 1 times 6. Then distribute the 6, so AN would be 12 plus 6N minus 6. Okay, then combine like terms, so AN would be 6 plus 6N. Okay, so there's your rule. Look at the question. How many weeks will it be before you're up to jogging 60 minutes per day? What's the 60 minutes? AN. Yeah, you're looking for N. N's the number of weeks. Okay, so you have to plug in 60 for AN and solve for N. Subtract 6. Divide by 6. And so you get 9 weeks. So you'd have to be on that regimen for 9 weeks before they'd be up to jogging 60 minutes per day. Do you have any questions? Okay. Good.